Okay, so right now I'm actually standing out in my shop doing a video for the wasteboard project, talking about wasteboards on the CNC machine. And my neighbor's having a yard sale tomorrow. The signs are up. Some random guy just walked into my shop and asked me if I was having a yard sale today. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I'm just a woodworker out here playing in my shop, doing some work today. And I asked him if he wanted to look around and was interested in picking anything up. He was more than welcome to look around, and we discussed the price. And he's looking around and he says, well, why do you do this? Why don't you just go buy stuff? Can't you get it cheaper at Walmart than making it yourself or trying to sell it? I gotta say, as a maker and as a woodworker, the question of why comes up a lot more often than you might think. Why do you follow your passion to make things? Why do you follow your passion to create beautiful pieces of art? And I have a very sarcastic side, and it's really hard for me to fight that sometimes. And I did my best. I showed him some of the stuff that I make, and I said, you know, I can't go to Walmart and buy this. I can't buy this quality of product. I said, when was the last time you walked into Walmart and found a bookcase or a piece of furniture made out of real wood? I said, most of the stuff there is pressboard. You can't move it, because if you do move it more than once, it starts to get rickety and tips to one side and falls apart. I said, that's kind of furniture has no real lifespan to it. I told him that most of the furniture that I make will last my lifetime and my grandchildren's lifetime. And most of the projects that I make are made out of real wood and will last a real long time. And I said, it's a true piece of art and a piece of real work. And we talked for a little while, and he explained to me that he feels that craftsmen charge too much for their time. And I said, I can understand that from someone who's never made anything or made furniture before. I said, do you know how long it takes to finish a tabletop? Because I just happened to have just finished one. It was in my house, and I showed it to him. And he said, well, not really. How long would it take you? I said, it would take me 3 or 4 days of sanding and work just to sand and smooth a tabletop. I said, it takes 3 or 4 days of putting finish on and letting it dry, sanding it. I said, a couple more days there. You know, when you're doing a big project and a big top, and you're doing 3 or 4 sets of legs, that's not just 3 or 4 days of building and sanding. There's finishing time. There's selecting lumber, drawing out the plans. And I started explaining to this guy what it takes to make a real piece of furniture. And I just don't think he grabbed the concept, which is kind of odd. Older gentleman, probably late 50s-ish, seemed extremely old. It's not late 50s, is not extremely old. My father will kill me. But easily late 50s. Someone who had grown up in the era of real furniture, grown up in the era of buying from craftsmen and going to a craftsman to get a product. So it just kind of struck me odd that someone from that era would find real craftsmanship something that you don't want to pay for. And I think that's where a lot of people and a lot of makers run into trouble nowadays, is people don't want to buy from a craftsman. They want to buy... Sorry, I'm sweating horribly. It's 92 degrees outside and probably close to 80% humidity. I live in Western New York, and this is just ungoshly hot for us. We think high 70s are hot, so this 90s is... I'm just sweating buckets out here. But I think that the era of people buying real furniture has been lost. And I go to auctions quite a bit, and I see furniture made of real wood, built 75 years ago, 100 years ago, when houses were first built, and still have the original doors, the original woodwork. And you have to appreciate the craftsmanship of something that would last 100 years. Furniture that lasts generations. My dad has a table and desks that he built when he was in high school. I have a nightstand that I built in shop class in high school, made out of real wood. Real wood is going to last a lifetime. All this press board stuff you're buying from Walmart and box stores, it's going to last a couple of years. Even if you don't move it, it starts to bend and warp and gives way. I just wish more people would realize what a real craftsman puts into making something. And even though I don't consider myself to be a true woodworker and a true woods craftsman, I consider myself to be a woodworker. I enjoy working with wood. But I'm not making fancy high-end dovetailed furniture. But I've made tables that have been around for quite a while. I've made tables that have been beaten on, abused. I was talking to one customer who had bought a table from me, and she said, you know, they're the perfect height for a stool. I cringe. You're sitting on it? I said, I didn't design that to be sat on. I don't know that it'll hold up to that. She says, my friends sit on it all the time when they come over. I encouraged her to stop doing that and reminded her that the joinery in that was not designed for a stool. And she said, oh, that's okay. She said, it didn't wobble yet. I said, okie dokie. Oh, make me cringe to hear that. I hate to have a piece of furniture fall apart out there because it was being used as a stool and it was made to be an end table. But kind of reassuring, you know, that it does take some abuse without and still holds up to it. So, just my thoughts, and I have several things that I've written, blog posts that I've written about the question why. And I think I'm going to do the question why on here once in a while, especially as new things come up. And I might go back and review some of the older stories that I have of the question why, because I feel like the why changes for all of us. And if you don't think your why changes, you might want to really think about your why. Why do you do it? Why do you enjoy it? Why are you out in your shop when it's 92 degrees outside and you're sweating buckets and you're still wearing long jeans, steel toe boots, and wearing your safety equipment so that you can come back out here and do it again tomorrow? So evaluate your why. Feel free to comment on your whys down below. I'd love to hear some other people's whys. Why do you do it? Put a link to your page. If you have a YouTube page and you want to put up a why statement for us, feel free, guys. Subscribe, like. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.